opportunities to get out with the battle dance as well. So pretty good at those early tower dives. Is locked in, and we've got ourselves big old dive comp from BDS trying to get the resets for the Viego. On the other side, you've got a lot of agency for Alvaro with that round. Chunk and gets a solid one onto Jojo. All the while, 113 start up the Dragon, but Mewin and Ellie are coming over. Oh! 113 now slowed down. Nice move up from MKOI looking for the lane pressure, but here comes Alvaro from behind onto Nuke, who's going to go down. Jojo slides on in and claims the kill.
Chance to use either though, walks up too far, loses his life.
Getting a second kill after is rough, and now we're looking at potential dive. Double shattering strike. Alvaro gets a huge moment. The Stranglethorns after, and BDS bot lane is being taken to the cleaners.
I'm going to trust them, and yeah, I mean, it does unlock a reset composition. Can they get something here? He's in the middle of a fight.
Good chunk on Delioyo, who's very low, throws down the Stranglethorns, gets a big knock-up, trying to get away, doesn't quite have the flash. 1 for 1 right now. Paris shuffled away by Jojo, looking to get an auto or 2 more down, can't get to the blast cone. And Jojo picks up the Cassante, and we were saying he's supposed to be a side character. Mewin says, actually, I want an action sequence too. Super, summons the Fate's Call. Alvaro goes for a crash down on top of 2. 113 is around, teleports continue to fly as MKOI want to really force this, and a rend comes on.
Leaving them alone for a dive. Yoi's going to go and scoop up these grubs. 113 might be able to get a smite steal, but Alvaro is warding him away. 6 grubs to Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights. They get themselves the feats of strength in terms of the kills too. They are, with this, unlocking the full set of them. Upgraded boots earned by that for the bot lane here. That the Kalista manages to stack up the lethal tempo stack so quickly, so early, and just keeps jumping forward. You can use so much of that mobility, and just completely shreds through Corki. First tower going over towards Jojo on the Azir 2-0. Catch someone out, but actually, if you're doing it bot lane, I think they've been sniffed out just a bit. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights really on it today. Everyone's going onto it.
Into the public execution. Alvaro's going to try and buy some time, but there's a shuffle to get Jojo out to safety. Stranglethorns comes down. Paris now in danger. They have to back away. There is a teleport. Super's here as well. Huge W as Mewin goes all out. 113 will claim Jojo finally, but I think the damage is done. Hang on. Flash away. Double for 113. There's something coming back. Can look to steal another body. I don't think he's going to have quite enough to hop anymore. At least gets 2 back. It's a 2 for 2, all things said and done.
BDS were always going to look for that kind of play, catch someone away from the group, but Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights see it coming, and they do largely win out on it, and with the 6 grubs, they get to capitalize on it too. Ice is pushing in the mid lane. He'll get something from that, at least for BDS, in terms of some tower plates, I suppose, in the mid lane. He's not going to be able to take the whole thing. It's a couple of kills down, and the resets, you can see the potential of the Viego River, and that's a bit of a problem. They don't even have that much range to play around, which they'd normally draft.
They have got the 1 ward in the banana bush, though, which is making a little bit more of an information, or giving them a little more information they might have otherwise. Doesn't stop the Herald going down, though, and BDS kind of just awkwardly looking. Now, Mewin on a flank is making the retreat through a bit of an awkward path here.
A little bit. Mewin still spoiling a little bit for a fight. Everyone wants up here, 5v5 in the middle of the map. What's Mewin doing here?
It's a bit of a chunk, and that's a great route from the side of Elioyo. Forces a flash and an ult out from 113.
BDS, sadly, because they spent so much time contesting the Herald, they don't even have a chance to really do much about Dragon. They can't even do that now. The Herald's being put down into mid lane. I like what Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights are doing here. They say, well, we're going to take the Herald. We don't have to take the Dragon now. We can use the Herald to slam into mid lane, force BDS to just stay here. Well, they can't really do much about it. Dragon potentially sets up. You can see that Paris on a very long flank, actually. Has ult, has flash, might be able to do something.
It's still
quite a long angle.
See, he's trying to make it out.
Feels a little bit late. They've not really managed to get anything away from the objectives that MKOI are starting to take. Polish on the tower, easy in a tower take. You can see that, of course, Nuke is pushing the top lane now, but because that teleport came out, BDS, yeah.
Finishes second and buys half of the next one. Yeah, I mean, this guy is so strong.
One of the lesser-known terms in League. Either way, a bit more tanky makes it much harder to get the resets. Bit of a brush bait.
Nice push bait. It's onto the backline. Super and Elioyo caught out. Huge play from BDS. Can they finish the job, though? As 113's gone in and not really got the reset they were looking for. Only find 1 for 1. Full of spears currently. Again, you are now into a position where even if you contest, it's not even with the Kalista end, and 113 caught out trying to find an angle. Sticking it full of spears currently. Again, you are now into a position where even if you contest, it's not even with the Kalista end, and 113 caught out trying to find an angle to come in and see what's happening at Atakan and just dies. Now there's no smite contest at all.
And that's going to be a bit of an issue. So, Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights, do they go straight back towards the Atakan? Yes, they do. You can see the hop, the skip, and the jump on the minimap of the Kalista, putting the spears into it. Ice is going to be able to take the mid lane out of turret, which is something for BDS. It'll give them an ability to put down wards into the enemy jungle if they can find a route in there. But Atakan taken for free.
claimed, and now it's a 3v4 in the mid lane. The Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights were very happy to take, and you can't really blame them at this point. The frontline plus in Azir does a lot of work, and Nuke forced to go between worlds and will hop to the other side of his arena briefly, but that's another ultimate down, and BDS, it feels like they just don't have anything left to try.
Well, Paris is currently off vision. He might try something here.
Tries to go in, and there's the public execution after they get a withdrawal, but then the turnaround begins to come on through. The Stranglethorns are there. Fate's Call used a double kill to Elyoya, and they keep trading back. There's another withdrawal down at least, but that's not as easy as you want as Super. It's just untouched, just stuck Irrelevant full of quite a few spears. And he'll back away to make sure he's out of range of the Rend.
Credit to Paris for looking for something. Ends up being a 2-for-2 with kills to withdrawals, so even then it's tilted in favor of Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights. They use the 6 scrubs to take down the center of this composition on the Kalista, getting another objective. They are currently one objective, that one dragon, which went over to BDS, away from back to the serious part of it. But the Merc Treads does make him a little bit more defensible. Really trying to play around vision here on BDS, but his Nuke just caught out.
The killer bunny rabbit with the sharp pointy teeth is eating a holy hand grenade of Antioch this time around. Nuke is about to be nuked, you think, but actually managed to walk away. The Investor goes in, and Paris tried to buy some time. Look at Jojo on the flank, looking for an angle, gets a few with the Emperor's Divide. Descending from the North of Canada into Europe to find a few here in his first match in playoffs. All out goes Mirwin, and Irrelevant is just that in this game. Pick up a Baron and BDS, it is a miracle or next game, I think, is all they've got left to work with.
I mean, I'm not going to criticize BDS for trying. Like, once again, Paris is in a brush. They're doing the same thing over and over. It's got to work at some point, right?
Here goes Paris and 1-1-3 into the backline onto Jojo, who might be the target, but he's so damn tanky, he gets to slide away. You can't blame them for looking. There's just not enough in the back pockets. Their weapons are just rusted and not dangerous enough to get through all of the armor, all of the health, and all of the turnaround punches the Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights keep throwing. They pick up a tier 2. They don't lose a member. And Irrelevant and 1-1-3 both fall.
How do you kill this Azir? Jojo Pune makes it out. They don't get the resets again. It's going to be a kill of this. Look on the minimap. No, they don't. So that one's a little bit difficult. The bunny will have to hop their way towards the fight from a different angle. And now suddenly BDS, they are caught out against the wall again. And now Luke's have to teleport into the middle of the team.
Super flashes away as Paris desperately tries to find a quickness. Doesn't quite find it. They lose Nuke. He's dead already. So is the top laner. Irrelevant out. 1-1-3 and Paris fleeing into Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights' jungle. There is nowhere you can run that you'll be not pinned to the ground by Super on this Kalista, who is using that martial poise to continue to hunt for this Viego, who's desperately trying to run away, but at this point, he's got a yakety sax in a dream. It doesn't really matter. The soul is significantly more important. He will get to reset, but that's all you can say, because Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights are shoving to break the base.
Nuke! The middle of the team is not a flank. That's not the ward you want. Flies into the middle of the team, has damage, but not able to use any of it. And with the 6 grubs as well, you get the support on the top lane, able to shred through towers on their own. Super is left to do the dragon on his own. He's allowed to go out and have his own curfew now. The rest of the team will pick him up later. 2 inhibs down from 2 lane pushes, get a dragon and a Hexgate back out to the rest of their team. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights, what a clean sweep.
Look, we were setting this up as an archetype of fast v slow, but then there's Mac 5 and not out of the starting gate, it feels like this time. BDS have been shell-shocked.
It really has ever been since that laning phase from that Kalista. I think it's got so difficult. Jojo! What a sweep.
Taken out by Jojo. Goes looking for another. 3-1-10 now.
Turns out you can't play the vision bait if you don't have an engager to sit there. You're dead. You can't look for that one again. And now with that pick, they might just look towards the Nexus itself. There's a teleport back to the turrets from Irrelevant, who sadly, I don't think I've ever mentioned him. Besides that, this game, he's not had anything to do. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights moving towards the turrets.
Looking to end the game. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights hop on forwards, and BDS are going to throw one last gasp. But it is just their last breath before Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights put them out of their misery. It has been a shellacking. They have destroyed this game from the early tower dive, from the early 2v2 damage, and they've not looked back. Taking a fair amount of damage shoving through these turrets, though. They've got Hex Soul and a Dream, and the Nexus likely still falls. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights going to play with their food a little before ending it all.
Aperitif for the series, first game of Fearless down. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights, this was not close. BDS back to the drawing board.
Credit over there just before the end of the game to Alvaro. He was 23 out of 24 kill participation. We'd highlighted him early, and he really was absolutely everywhere that game. They were going fast, and it was off the back. Things like that Callisto lane and all the rest of it. But We are going to throw to a break for now. When we come back, it will be the desk breaking down that destructive game one.
That's pretty cool because Karma top lane. All right, okay. Chakra is out there somewhere grinning in glee. Karma top lane.
It's just like Nautilus top and the Karma's going with the Israel. That would be wild.
Wait. In the pit, the back, I guess big value out of the ultimate. Turns out it's quite a good point with that one. And Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights don't really want anything to do with that. 3 grubs taken by BDS. Yay, they're on the board in terms of teleport in. If they do want to fight, you can just leave elsewhere. They are walking up river, but are they going to do anything about it? I don't think so. Yoye, what do you think about this?
That's the Glacial Prison afterwards, and that means the Maokai going to be the target. Taken pretty low, but will turn around and look for a fight themselves. Massive ult into the W forwards, forces the ult away from Jojo. And Ice picks up first blood on the game. Stands pretty even right now. It may well not be after a few moments. 1-1-3 looking to step on forwards. It's brazen as brass, or I suppose a giant tree. Throws down the ultimate, and Nature's Advance gets so much value. Jojo dead to rights, and you can start bouncing around. Firefighter Tristana is setting more than she's turning off. Alvaro in danger as well, as put on the barbecue, courtesy of Irrelevant. At least as a dredge line that gets him out to safety, but BDS a lot worse, and it still leads to a great start to BDS, who are...
Do you want to be there? That's a bit difficult. Irrelevance here. Yone does have ult and flash, but I don't think he's actually coming to help right now.
Blocking him, and again, dredge line blocked, and Nautilus is not exactly fast. He's being slowed down and donated a kill. Irrelevant picked topside instead, and Jojo very alone up here, and it is very, very dark. Not for long, though, as the tree comes in and says, surprise garden party! And Jojo...
Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights really don't know what to do about this ultimate off cooldown from 1-1-3, which is setting up his team so well.
1-1-3, played a couple games
over on Kami and Core. He has leveled up so much in this split. A lot of people didn't necessarily believe in him. And honestly, after regular split, no, I'm not. You'll get him next time, Sam.
And everyone else hopes like, please don't get it next time. Yes. That would be great. Leave that one alone.
And the Tristana. Both of them being ahead, good amount of gold, getting towards 1 to 2 items. Not something which Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights really wants to deal with. So let's talk about it from Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights. To shield someone like the Yone to allow them a little bit extra time to go through. You can try and shield someone like the Ezreal to survive as well. And Suwadrani over the wall.
Glacial Prison onto the Maokai. Not the easiest target to take down, but will still likely be in a spot that has to flash away, throws down the ult themselves, and there's the Equalizer after onto Super, who's rooted up on top of the fire. Just about surviving, but that's left the side laner out to dry. Mirwin goes down. Irrelevant flashes in to kill Super as well. Will surely fall out, but he's got a bailout. Can try and keep him alive. No, finally goes down, but Jojo is an additional price. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights gets a kill finally, but it is not much of a silver lining here as the mid lane turret falls. It's just looking like the inverse of last game.
You can see that might go towards Saras. That's an ult from Jojo, dodged out of by Nuke.
Ooh, good buster shot after. Now Jojo's in danger. The explosive charge just having flashes for a bit more, trying to get some more. Hops forward. Jojo with a solo kill. Mortal Steel is stronger. 2 and 3 trying to come back on in. Does it against Nuke as well. It's a key person to take out.
This is huge,
shutdown is big. They
Guys,
get something.
This is big, right? Because not just the tower going down here as well. If we look at everything else, that's allowed an extra couple of walls to come in on top side. It means that before this, BDS had a good lockdown on the top side of the map. Don't take the easy entrance, go back through the tri-brush. It's better for us.
There's been a little bit of changes to Atakan, as it said, but obviously the fight about to start off over it. That tries to be bought, but a huge true shot barrage. Gets a big chunk. The hostile takeover, though, is brutal in turn. And MKOI coming on over to try and fight this, but I think it might already be dead.
They don't have the big ultimates. They don't have the big ultimates, but there is going to be no chance of getting it. They arrived too late. Easier to go towards the Atakan. I suppose it did. They had a chance to go towards it, but BDS, they calmed down. They used the next round of ultimates. Now they have really good ability to force a fight like this.
W113 goes on him with the twisted advance. Mirwin will likely fall as the explosive charge on top of him. Bailout comes on top, and Nuku does get withdrawn. They get 2 as Jojo finds a good angle. Ice not here as it stands. Elyoya falls down as Paris and 113 finish the job there. Still strictly a 3v3. They'll get one more, but these withdrawals are getting swiftly whittled down. Jojo's picking most of them up, and BDS fumble the Atakan shove in pretty catastrophic fashion.
Yeah, normally the question is, can they do that and the bailout without giving a kill through? BDS going to walk up, take themselves an inner turret here. They want to be strong on the bot side of the map for the Dragon spawning just now.
The Baron spawning in 3 odd seconds, and it is Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights with control of that part of the map. How bold are they feeling? They don't want to overforce, but they do have control there. Dragon secured. BDS pull up. If you know, tell us, and then we'll tell everyone else. But for now, I'm just going to confidently say no.
No, you don't have to tell us. It's not relevant now. We're past it anyway. BDS going to walk forwards. 1-3, losing a lot of his HP, but he's in a tanky tree.
Sap magic and unending despair. He does not care at all. Nuke gets a kill. Super being slowed down by the Electro Harpoon. Cleanses it. It just doesn't matter. He's burning out, down to about 5% HP as the Fate Seal goes wide. And Jojo now left up in the mid lane will force Relevant to go golden. Mantra Q will not come on through. The Soul Flare is the upgraded Q ability from Karma. Not going to be used. And they head straight back over towards the Baron. The man advantage is currently BDS's.
So a lot of tools used. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights, they don't really have anything left to retake the pit here. BDS, they can tank this up for forever with the Maokai. They are teleporting, but there aren't that many tools left. Nuke jumping out.
True Shot Barrage and a Dream can look for an angle on in here. Jojo unbind the soul, finds an angle, looks for Q1, unbinds the soul, can look for a big angle on in. 1-1-3, buying time though. Baylor comes on through and Irrelevant is dead. BDS now in danger as they're split apart. Nuke needs to reset, does have TP. Can't quite have it happen as 1-1-3 split off from the team. Sap Magic healing is decent, but not enough. And now this is giving Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights a moment where BDS are split apart to look towards the Baron. They're also low. One reset does come on through. Teleport now back from Nuke. 3v5. BDS are going to have to try and play this one out as MKOI aren't exactly high HP either. Where is this one going? Alvaro looks for the hook, lands it onto Paris. Perhaps not the easiest target, but a big knocker for Jojo. Baylor comes on through and Paris likely dies. Survives by rebinding a soldiers. Jojo. Ice trying to trade this one out, gets one back potentially. Does get one, but he's on top of the Soul Flare. The Movistar 5 members. Back to Baron though, and Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights couldn't take it in the break.
Yeah, and remember this time they actually have their ultimates. The Maokai goes in again.
Gold lead has been shrunk, but it's still very much BDS favor. Now Elioya is the one who's being caught out. The Sejuani is roast pork. Pick that one up. The depth charge comes on through. Hostile takeover onto Super. Just eat away from Paris. Bailed out, but will fall. Not enough money to bring that business back from the brink. Alvaro hooks on in and will swiftly regret it. Double hop this time as Mirwin is taken down by Nuke. Super goes over the wall, but it's Foster shot out. Jojo looks for an angle. Has unbound the soul. Equalizer keeps Super pinned into that. Prevent easy access to the turret from BDS. It looks like that mid-tier one finally falls. Minions finish the job as Mirwin and Jojo shove that in.
Hey, there's not much we can do about this. Baron at half HP, and I think they might have to give up the approach.
Baron going to be starting taken down. No way in for BDS, and now Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights turn for the fight. Fate sealed used. Going to be Jojo locked up though, and taken out just shy. And it's his own fate that ends up being sealed. Mirwin now in danger, being run down by the Rumble, and Nuke, who can hop over the wall. Both solo laners from Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights might be the penance they pay for taking the Baron. Minions starting to do a lot of work. They're trying to make sure that this Karma, who can run real fast with Defiance, may get an execute. I don't know. There's not been a lot of damage on it so far. Trying to reset. Wait, Baron powered recall, not enough.
BDS, that does mean Dragon goes to BDS. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights will have the Baron buff on 3 members. Mirwin and Jojo, if you're not going to have them. We'll see what they can do.
What, say 10 minutes ago.
This has been a good push in from Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights to go from mid to top, make sure the waves are synchronized. They have one on mid lane now. Yone hits that one pretty well, and even with just the 2 grubs, start taking themselves some towers. Gold lead from BDS, shrinking a little bit. Hasn't really moved. Really nasty. Irrelevant, feeling a bit of the sting of that one.
GA just completed for Jojo. Teleports back in. 1-1-3 goes very deep. Immediately throws down Nature's Grasp to get something down. Big chunk back. Jojo finally hits it all, but is immediately burned out. Gets a huge chunk back. 1-1-3 burning out with the bailout. The GA prevents his reset. Hostile takeover comes across, but look who's been picked off. It's Nuke. He's eviscerated. Jojo kills his man.
The bomb's been disarmed, the Tristana hits the ground, and Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights might just have been able to play the slow game well enough to walk forwards for at least an inhibitor. 40 seconds on the Tristana is enough for them to take control of the map, but not enough to end the game. This has put them into the gold lead, though. They've managed to puzzle their way out, rather.
Him for not hitting his ult. Finds some key ones there. Is currently soloing the Dragon Irrelevant. Finds a lot of people, but actually, the rest of BDS coming over to try and play this, but suddenly they're all being caught out! Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights collapse, and BDS! What was the decision making there? Ice in a 1v3 won't get anyone with him, he tries. And the respawns will come on through for Nuke on 1-1-3, but it's in trade for the rest of the team.
BDS try and sneak their way towards the Dragon, but all they find is doom. Dragon goes over to Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights. It's not Soul, but it's so many kills on top of it that
BDS were up 5,000 gold. Blink and you miss it. It's now 3,000 gold to Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights. They've got Soul Point. They've got a second Baron. And for BDS, they've been shoving forward all game. Not so much anymore. And MKOI with a Karma at 4 items as well, really makes it difficult to get damage onto the Ezreal, who's got this huge AP and power shields at this point. Alvaro, though, going to be the target, hit with the Chains of Corruption, immediately taken out. Nuke Ice, though, get blasted by a Mantra Q. Jojo in the backside. Balo on Ice will not be enough, and they just get 3! Karma for 2. Jojo and Super help with the rest. Alioya will step on forward with an Arctic Assault and get another. Nuke's got to try and pull off something. And there is just nothing to be found. He digs deep and the well is dry. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights made to work for it in game 2. But work hard they do, and it will be a 2-0 to the Spanish org.
A 2-0, 1 dominant composition. Really locked down those objectives, but they just were outmatched on a thinking level today. A wider process, the macro, and the way to approach these team fights by Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights.
And I genuinely thought we were going to 3 there. Felt that that game was a done deal. BDS were calm, collected, and then suddenly the objective setup started to get messy. Movistar KazaLoLLCShighlights start to feel a bit more, and suddenly they end up winning the game.